Hello and welcome to my apartment tour. Today I thought I'd show you the ins, the outs, the outsides, and everything in between of the place where I stayed for the last year and a half or so, technically. I started staying here midway through my second year of university, and then the beginning of my third year, the whole lockdown thing happened, and then I stayed in a different property. But technically, we came back here and we only officially moved out now at the beginning of my fourth year. It's very conveniently located. A few blocks away from campus, it took me 15 to 20 minutes to walk in, maybe 5 to 10 minutes on a bike. And it was also pretty close to a mall nearby, so definitely conveniently located. We as tenants had our own entrance separate from the landlord's entrance. The landlord's house is also on the property. That's what you're seeing to your left right now. Here I'm currently just walking through the parking area and then I'm getting onto this little pathway that always floods when it rains. This whole part is underwater. But this part you've probably seen a lot in vlogs. I tend to vlog myself walking in and you will see that there are different textures on the ground. There's first these things and then there's different bricks and then there's tiles. So I've definitely seen this before, but this time I'm not speeding it up or cutting it short. You can see the whole thing with no interruptions so you can get a good idea of what the place looks like. The first place you're seeing here now, it's a little cottage that used to be rented out by a previous guy. I painted his face in my Halloween video for 2 years ago. I did like a half skull on him. That's where he stayed. Landlord's house, you can see it's there, but we just followed the path. If you then turn right here, you will see you can have a braai or a barbecue there, even though we never actually used that. But to the right, the second time is where we would hang our washing up. And then here I'm just going to show you a quick little 360 of this area. And then you can also see that the neighbor is keeping me company while I'm filming this. Now I call him the neighbor because he lived next door to me. That's what you're seeing right there. That's his kitchen window. And just to the side there, that's my bathroom window. So we really were neighbors initially. But anyways, to get to my first room on the property, you just have to continue through this passage. There's a little dark part here. And then you'll see now the door to the right was my old room. I don't have the keys anymore, so I can't show you what it looks like inside, but this is where I stayed for the first 6 months I was on the property. The only problem was you can see right into the landlord's house, right into their kitchen. So I always kept my blinds shut, which made my room pretty dark. But then if you pass through here, that door was where the cleaner lives, but after that, around the corner, that's where the neighbor used to stay when I met him. Now, at the end of my second year, I moved into this apartment and he moved into the upstairs apartment that we both ended up living in. Now, I already gave back the keys for this as well, so I can't show you what that looks like inside. So let's go on to the apartment we're moving out of right now. These metal stairs you're seeing goes up to the apartment. Here's just a look down the hallway again, so you can see everything from every angle. This gate to the right was not there initially. It was initially just a wall, but then the landlord bought the property next door and they added this gate, which was not my favorite thing because now it was open and people could see you and you can see people and people were moving through there. I initially liked the privacy of this corner of the property. But anyways, the stairs in front of me now leads up to the landlord's guest room and then ours leads up to our apartment. These stairs are loud and clanky, so you can definitely hear when someone is coming. But if you get to the top, you can see the neighbor's old apartment, and then this is a little bit of the view that we had standing up here. But you can see they tried blocking it off for our privacy and our neighbor's privacy. However, since we have this glass door and the bottom part where the railing is wasn't covered, you can kind of from a low angle see up into the apartment. So that wasn't very cool. So we ended up sticking up black bags temporarily on this door just to kind of close it off. This is what the apartment looks like empty. We have packed up, we have taken all our things, and now you can see it's full size and exactly what it is without it being a mess. Given we didn't sweep or mop the place yet at this point, so it is a little bit messy, but all the clutter's out. This is all the closet space we had, which looks like a lot, but is not when you're two people. It was quite tall, and that was convenient. However, the closet was nice and tall, so we got to stuff things up there. We then had these two long windows in the bedroom. This is the first one looking out on trees, and then the second one behind the bed just looked out onto the roof of the landlord's house. Because this was built on right against the house, the bedroom actually overlaps with their kitchen and their mudroom. So we were close and we could hear what they were doing. Everything in the whole house was tiled, as you can see, which made the place pretty cold in winter. But moving on to the bathroom, here you have this sliding door, so you have a little bit of privacy if one's in the bathroom and one's in the bedroom. And then in the bathroom, there's this mess. If you've seen my vlogs, I mentioned that when we got back to pack up, this glass door was broken, but other than that, it was a nice shower. It was a big shower. We also had this big cabinet in the bathroom, and we also had this big drawer under the sink, so there was a lot of storage in there. And this toilet, if you like dropped the seat, it had something in it that made it drop slowly, so it didn't make a loud clanking noise when it dropped. That was a lot of fun. Out this bathroom window, you can see a little bit of trees. You can see the landlord's house. This window, however, would not close. It didn't pull in properly. It wasn't capable of closing, so we just did our best there. The nice thing about this apartment is that the kitchen, living room area and the bathroom, bedroom area was separated by a door, so that made it more private than most apartments. But now that we're looking at the kitchen, this looks like a lot of storage space, but we so quickly ran out of space and I don't know why. And it has inspired me to declutter everything I own before I move into the next place. But there I just showed you the view we had from the kitchen. However, we typically kept this blind closed because you could see right into the landlord's kids' bedroom and I wasn't a fan of that. The other window was nice to open because you just saw some trees and it usually allowed for a nice breeze to come through. This window I'm showing you right now is the one I used to stand in front of while I was filming, so this was the view I had while I was filming before I got my desk. But I'd open this window and then the one in the bedroom and that would have a nice cross draft. And this right here was where I had my filming desk, so this wall ended up being my filming background. Anyways, here's the other window we had. As you can see, there is a lot of light and a lot of places for you to look out on other people and them to look in on you, which is the downside to being the only second-story apartment in the area. Now, because we were renting the place and probably because we were students, we had this built-in prepaid electricity system. So on this thing on the wall, you had to type in your code after buying your electricity, and then it shows you how many units you have left before it goes out. This place came with a fridge and a couch and a bed, but it did not come with a stove. So we ended up with this little two-plate thing standing on the floor and making the best of that, and the gas cooker that I also put on the counter. And here the neighbor's just showing how you lock the door. We only had one door lock, there's nothing else we can do. The other apartments on the property had like a slam shut gate, but this one didn't have that. So we ended up using a policeman just to add a little bit of extra security. Another complaint I had about this place is when walking down the stairs, you walk past a window that looks into the landlord's kitchen. So when you're coming in and out, they can see you, and it's kind of awkward because you can see them as well. I don't like that. I like the privacy of being in my own place and being able to leave without anyone being able to monitor my movements. But anyways, here I'm just walking out of the property again so that you can see everything from both angles. This is what I saw every morning on my way to class. Now, it's not like we had designated parking spots. However, this one closest to the pathway was always the neighbor's one. That's always where he parked. Now that we're looking at it from the other side, you can walk around the property. If I had just continued straight after walking down the stairs, I would have come out on that side of the house and then I could have crossed the lawn to reach the garage again. But I typically avoided that because I didn't want to walk in the landlord's space. That was kind of their lawn. Here on the right is a bunch of the stuff we're busy moving out. My ring light and everything's lying there. We are still busy packing everything in the car, but now I can take my last symbolic step off the property as we move out and on to different things. I just want to show you guys the keys we had. This is a little policeman gadget I spoke of before. This is the keychain that the neighbor had. We put our keys all together. This is the gate remote we had, just a one press button. And now that I'm showing you guys how it works, it's not working, it's ignoring me. But as you'll see in a second, we had this metal gate which was loud and clanky, and I always felt bad if I came home late after work. But then that is everything in my apartment tour. This is the place we used to stay in. We have moved out now and I look forward to showing you our next place. Bye bye! That was harder than it should have been.